So there is like a hypothetical where a for-profit company says, we need to cut costs. And so we're going to cut our non-monetizable products. And that might be something that is a core part of the infrastructure for Ethereum. But if you're able to fund the individual who is working specifically on that part, maybe in that for-profit company, then they can feel safe that they can continue doing their job as they have already been doing, and while also being paid for it and not having to monetize their core infrastructure work, which could disrupt the commons of Ethereum.
So I'll give a massive, massive caveat here. Not all companies are bad. The people that work for companies are not bad people, but
Right.
it's important, I think, as Ethereum matures and the governance process becomes maybe more complex as more parties are coming in, it's worth thinking about what this might look like in 5 years, 10 years.
Right.
This isn't a project that's necessarily going to be completed or done at any point. And I think it's healthy to think about things like capture or enclosure. Enclosure would be
Right.
the commons term of when the local baron comes in and says, actually, you guys have been maintaining this set of fields for your sheep. I'm going to claim it for myself and set up a wall around it. And actually, I'm going to make you work on it. I'll give you some of it back, but I actually retain some. So that's where the enclosure term comes from. And there are examples of this happening in Linux. Again, Benjamin Birkenbein has a really cool case study about how Linux gets intermediated by corporate entities. And there's some differences between Linux and Ethereum, but also some really interesting parallels for how, they have a 30-year head start on us. So it's useful to see how enclosure or incorporation has played out as corporations sort of encroach on the commons of this digital software, and they try to, they're going to use it for their own financial gain because that's what corporations do. But in Ethereum, how can we think of ways to maybe counterbalance that, or at least provide alternative structures where at some point in the future, when IBM shows up or Google
Right.
shows up
Right.
and they say, we've got $10 million and we want to buy a client company,